The whole idea of a two-state solution right now is futile, will be adverse to the whole notion of peace.
As far as the rest of it, I really can't say. That's going to be pretty much up to Israel.
The latest reports regarding Prime Minister Netanyahu's possible decision to expand Israel's military operations through the entire Gaza Strip, if true, are deeply alarming.
I don't usually share information from discussions with the Prime Minister, but I told the Prime Minister just now, occupying Gaza is a very bad idea.
Israel is reportedly planning a sweeping phased takeover of vast new areas of the Gaza Strip, a strategy that could displace up to 1 million Palestinians over the next 5 months. According to multiple Hebrew media reports, the plan, reportedly backed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, would begin with a takeover of Gaza City in the north and extend to central refugee camps where the Israel Defense Forces have had limited operations. The ultimate goal, according to officials cited by Channel 12 and Khan, is to dismantle what remains of Hamas's infrastructure and exert pressure on the group to release the 50 hostages still believed to be in its custody, around 20 of whom are thought to be alive. Despite possible opposition from some cabinet ministers, Netanyahu is said to be confident of securing a majority in favour of the plan. During a smaller 3-hour discussion earlier in the week, IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir presented several operational options to the Prime Minister, but Netanyahu is reportedly aligned with the most aggressive course: full territorial seizure, beginning with northern Gaza. According to Channel 12, the first phase would involve issuing evacuation notices to the roughly 1 million residents of Gaza City, thereby facilitating the creation of new humanitarian infrastructure in central Gaza, including temporary hospitals and camps. The report continued that Israel would then launch a military offensive in the second phase, during which US President Donald Trump is expected to deliver a speech announcing the acceleration of humanitarian aid in coordination with Israel. US Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee told Bloomberg News that there was a push to quickly add 12 aid sites to the 4 currently operated by the Israel and US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation.
I think there are still some questions about areas of the north that may depend on whether the IDF can clear those areas and make it safe. We have to get this day finished before we can have the day after. Certainly, there are a lot of considerations being made, a lot of options being considered, put together, but nothing has been finalized.
Channel 12 said that the expansion would be funded by approximately $1 billion in donations from the US and other countries, adding that the goal would be to enable Gaza residents to access aid that bypasses Hamas while Gaza City falls under Israeli control. Despite political momentum behind the reoccupation plan, Israel's top military leadership remains deeply divided. Lieutenant General Zamir and other senior security officials have reportedly warned against a full-scale takeover, citing the high risk to hostages, potential for guerrilla warfare, and the spectre of long-term occupation.
Occupying the Strip would drag Israel into a black hole, taking responsibility for 2 million Palestinians, requiring a years-long clearing operation, exposing soldiers to guerrilla warfare, and, most dangerously, jeopardizing the hostages.
A senior defense official echoed Zamir's caution in comments to Channel 12, warning Israel could be entering something he described as the Vietnam model, a prolonged, costly military entanglement with unclear outcomes. Military sources estimate the campaign could last 4 to 5 months, involving 4 to 5 IDF divisions. The toll could be significant: dozens of Israeli soldiers killed and many more wounded. Tensions have reportedly surfaced within the IDF itself. According to Yedioth Aharonoth, Southern Command Chief Major General Yaniv Asor recently clashed with Israeli Air Force Head Major General Tomer Bar over the latter's decisions to halt certain airstrikes in Gaza due to mounting civilian casualties.
The fighting in Gaza is often accompanied by tension, and sometimes there are disagreements between various parties. These are substantive and professional discussions, driven by the sincere desire of all IDF commanders to do what is right for the security of the State of Israel.
The same report noted Asor's frustration at what he described as Tel Aviv-based commanders being disconnected from what is happening on the ground. An alternative, more cautious strategy involving surrounding Gaza City, cutting off aid, and launching targeted raids was reportedly presented to Netanyahu but dismissed. This option, preferred by some in the military, would aim to wear down Hamas over time without direct occupation. However, Netanyahu is said to favour the more forceful path. The political backing may also be bolstered by the apparent lack of opposition from Washington. According to Axios, President Trump has privately indicated that the decision is pretty much up to Israel. During a press conference, Trump also declined to comment on it.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you support Israel reoccupying all of Gaza, as has been suggested by some Israeli officials?
Well, I don't know what the suggestion is. I know that we are there now trying to get people fed. As you know, $60 million was given by the United States fairly recently to supply food, and a lot of food, frankly, for the people of Gaza that are obviously not doing too well with the food. And I know Israel is going to help us with that in terms of distribution and also money. We also have the Arab states are going to help us with that in terms of the money and possibly distribution. So that's what I'm focused on. As far as the rest of it, I really can't say. That's going to be pretty much up to Israel. Yeah.
While the Trump administration is not supportive of any formal annexation of Gaza, the message from Washington has been clear. Israel has a green light to proceed with minimal US interference. At the heart of the dilemma is the fate of the hostages. Israeli officials reportedly believe Hamas is unlikely to return to the negotiation table before the plan is approved, with one unnamed official telling, "Can the chances are almost zero." Khan added that mediators Egypt and Qatar were pressuring Israel via the US not to implement the plan, while also urging Hamas to resume negotiations. Still, the plan's architects are said to be leaving a window open for diplomacy. Channel 12 reported that Netanyahu might pause the operation should a US-led framework for a comprehensive deal gain traction, although officials view that scenario as unlikely. Meanwhile, the toll from the ongoing war continues to mount. Palestinian sources say more than 60,000 Gazans have been killed or are presumed dead, a figure that cannot be independently verified and does not distinguish between civilians and combatants. Israel maintains that approximately 20,000 Hamas fighters have been killed in Gaza, in addition to the 1,600 militants neutralized during the October 7th attack.